Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the screen right next to me, Genshin Impact 7.0 is finally here. Yes. And it's time for us to go ahead and actually experience everything that Snezhnaya has to offer. You see my Hoyo Play open over here, but this is the thing. I actually haven't updated the game. I don't think I'm even going to download 7.0. That's because I'm busy playing the other better game. And the reality over here is that with Genshin 7.0 and the public discourse that I've already seen about it, the drama, the story locking, and of course, the poor quality of whatever they did at the start of the quest, there's already a lot for us to talk about, and of course, make critiques on, given that this is supposed to be the biggest game in the gacha space, and yet it is stumbling over its own shoelaces like a 5-year-old toddler who still wets the bed. That's probably the best analogy, family-friendly one, because we got Genshin Impact viewers in here, right, that are going to be watching this video. That's probably the best way I can describe it. Because for a game that's supposed to be 7 years old, or close to that at some point in this year, this is some of the most embarrassing stuff I've ever seen. Because they've taken things that Wuthering Waves has done and done them worse. They've taken things that they've already done and done them worse. And it's just, the end result is one of the most player-unfriendly, frustrating experiences I think the Genshin Impact player base has ever seen, and everyone is talking about it. So let's go ahead, let's start breaking this all down, and start it off with, chronologically, what every Genshin player playing 7.0 is going to experience within minutes of actually updating and opening the game. Are you ready? This is the introduction, sort of like farewell to Nod Cry, and how you get to Snezhnaya. Are you ready for this? Because you spent a whole fucking year here, in the land of the moon and shit, in lunar reactions and power creep. You spent a whole year here. Let's see how they wrap it all up.
The moon of Nodcry will always give you a warm welcome.
The moon's cold. That's how it works. It's in space. So she's like stupid. That's it. Like, there's a black screen with white text. And get ready for what pops up after this one. You heard the whoop? It's like you're getting sucked into a wormhole. Because then you're in Snezhnaya. Bro, I've seen better transitions in Game of Thrones. And if you know Game of Thrones Season 8, that is a huge shot at Hoyoverse. How did you do this? When this is like your most hyped up region, the culmination of the story. 7 years for this. Bro, 7 years for this, and this is how you get to the last region. Bro, a black screen with white text teleports you across the globe. Better transitions in One Punch Man. Better transitions on videos that are on the hub. Because what can you even do to excuse this? Because I think at a baseline, every single player can tell that this is just not good. I don't even think you need to bring in other gacha games into the conversation to understand that, like, this type of just, like, it's jarring. And I can't believe that this is the first taste of 7.0 that many people are receiving. I cannot believe that this is the reward for 1 year of Nod Cry. And I actually can't fathom how fans of the Nod Cry characters are reacting to only one of them getting screen time, and then the rest of them are relegated to a black screen with white text. Bro, they can't even say their names. Bro, they don't even get pronouns. Bro, these NPCs, people have spent, like, fucking, what's it called, thousands, millions of dollars, and they can't even get a fucking pronoun, bro. They're just all bunched up into one word, friends. Dude, that's just wild. Because this is the thing, right? You don't even need to go very far, right? You don't even need to do very much, dude. This was the Ridacita one from Wuthering Waves 2.0. We all remember this, right? You got a whole ass cutscene. And yes, this was at the end of the 2.7 quest. They could have probably just done something in Nod Cry to do this too, right? You at least get a wrap up with, like, every single character. This was neat. This was fun. People like this one. And then, of course, with the, like, actual, like, final sort of goodbye, you get, like, this cutscene over here. Hey, black screen with white text. Cause yeah, we didn't even, we spent a whole year with these guys. Honestly, less, to be honest. This was only like 7 months. 8. This was only like not 10 months, to be honest.
Till we meet again.
Till we meet again, brother.
At least they got that, right? And I gave some critiques to this one because it was like, it did feel a little bit out of place doing this in 3.5. But honestly, hey, better than what Genshin got.
You're all here.
Little corny too, but like better than a black screen with white text and talking to one NPC.
Our golden boy. I knew everyone would want to see you off, so I rounded up whoever I could.
You weren't just...
At least it was here, right? At least it was here, and you get a proper wrap-up with every single character that you talk to, and we only spent how long here? 6 months here, right? And I think that's kind of like the difference. I think that's kind of like the detail. Your other competitors are in the space are just doing a better job. And it's so obvious how low quality this is. Bro, you got people taking shots at other Hoyo games to shit on this. What in the Star Rail just happened? I'm crying. Because yes, nope, everyone is asking why you're just in not cry like that. I thought there'd be some kind of farewell, but the text and then you're there. What the hell? Sure. Not gonna lie, I kind of appreciated this because I didn't want to click through an extra 5 minutes of nothing. That's because this game has no skip button. So they're basically saying, yeah, you know what? Just delete the story and it's better because then I would have to sit through it. Like basically, they think this is good because it's basically a skip button built into the game. When in reality, it's not a skip button. It's just the devs were lazy as fuck. The devs are just lazy as shit. This is not a skip button. They just didn't do it. But when you torture the player base like this is like Stockholm Syndrome, bro. Where they've been abused so much by lack of skip button and like story that puts them to sleep that the devs can just delete actual important cutscenes from the game and they appreciate it. This player base is abused, bro. I don't know what else to say. They're abused, bro. Now you got ZZZ players jumping in. Everyone, get in here, right? So it's like now they're shitting on Genshin Impact 2 because ZZZ also got its own farewell cutscene for 2.x. Yeah, no, they're shitting on it too. Look at this. You say this as if it's all of Hoyo, but need I remind you, this is how ZZZ's farewell to a region. Bro, they hated Wi-Fi Peninsula too, bro. Even the devs said this shit was a mistake, but they still gave it at least a cutscene. Despite its ups and downs. Like, literally, you can ask any ZZZ player. The devs said, yeah, we fucked up. This isn't a case of Hoyo will never change. It's more of a case of GI. I like how they abbreviated it as GI. It sounds like GI disease, gastrointestinal. It means you have diarrhea. Anyways, and HSR will never change because the fans allowed these devs to be lazy. Well, I mean, this is the reality over here, right? If Wuthering Waves did this, they would get like they would get like murdered. Like you know this, right? Like if Wuwa did something like this, they would get murdered. But like Genshin basically gets away with like crime in broad daylight because its player base is retarded. Anyways, I don't really think I need to comment much more on that. Last topic. Sorry for the abrupt switch. Before we move on to looking at the next big issue, well, we already know Nod Cry was lazily introduced. Is it that much of a surprise that it got lazily said goodbye to? Because we all remember this one, right? That's how Nod Cry was introduced. And then we all remember this one from Mang Zhou, right? We all remember that one. Don't forget the Lahai Roy one. Okay, I don't need to show much more of that. Hey, what about... Hey, wait. Do we have the... Wait, do I have the Septimont one in here? Wait, where'd that one go? Fuck it. Let's just watch more of this one. There was a Septimont one too. That's basically the difference over here. I probably don't need to play very more. Just know that Genshin doesn't put that much care into stuff like this. Other games do. It's been 7 years. It's kind of sad. All right, now let's move on to the next topic over here that focuses on, well, what else is fucked up in the story? And there's something I need to say to you all to preface this discussion over here because you need to know before you read the next tweet. The 7.0 story is roughly 8 hours and 32 minutes. Give and take, depending on what's wrong with you, I guess. But yeah, it's about 8 hours and 32 minutes. Keep that in mind. Child looks weird. He's looked weird since 2020. So, like, it's been 6 years. Get over it. Yes, his model's 6 years old. Anyways, it's 8 hours and 30 minutes long. Now check out this. You can't even explore Snezhnaya without completing the Archon quest. Just crazy. That's an 8 hour and 30 minute quest. So there are Genshin Impact players, and you can see the number of likes and the engagement over here. 6K. This was at 5.9 when I first found it. I'm just going to like it to pretend that I have this problem as well. That's not very good, is it? That's not very good, is it? Especially this. Are you ready for this? This type of restriction, I feel like, is one of the most criminal things I've ever seen because of this. What did these guys spend a whole calendar year on in this live stream? You might remember it because you saw the same live stream that I did. Bro. It was the guy with like with a super long hair, bro. All they did was talk about exploration and the shit you're doing in exploration for like fucking days. Bro, they spent like a whole like 20 minutes on like the exploration and how it works. It was like the main advertisement of the live stream. And it's like, wait, you gotta go play our 8 hour, 30-minute story first, bro. Go play our 8 hour, 30-minute Disney Frozen Wonderland. Let it go! Go play that first, bro. And this is the thing. It's not just on Twitter where people are talking about the problem. It's on the Reddit too. Bro, somebody made a big ass post. You know this motherfucker was mad, bro. You know this dude was pissed, bro. Look at this shit. He like, bro, the game, this was literally like within seconds of the patch launching. Bro, this was 13 hours ago. Dude, the patch, when did the patch even fucking come out, bro? It's definitely like not much longer than that. And he wrote like this instead of playing the quest. Hoyo, I'm putting this as politely as possible. That's not really what you say before you send a full caps message. This guy was mad. It like politely as possible, then sends an all cap message. Dude, this guy's pissed. Stop grabbing us by the arm and saying it's quest time. I've been waiting all day to explore Snezhnaya. I wonder why. I wonder why players would be excited to explore your region when that's what you spent the majority of your live stream focusing on. All the new things that they can explore and the things and the activities that they can do and this really cool railway system that you can't even, I guess, interact with until you shove the entire 8 hour, 30-minute story up your ass. Anyways, I've been waiting all day to explore Snezhnaya. Got home from work, downloaded the update, waited for maintenance to be done, only to log back in at Nod Cry. And not even a half a microsecond to breathe before I'm thrown into a cutscene. Wait, was this the cutscene everyone got fucking, like, hot dropped into like it's Tomato Town? Like, this cutscene is basically Tomato Town, then. You just get it when you log into the game? That's fun. That's even funnier with how shit it is. Bro, that's even funnier seeing how dog shit this cutscene is. It's like, hey, like, bro, it's like... these guys just decided to open up the patch with the most embarrassingly bad part of the quest. Why would you do that? That's terrible. That's a terrible look for the rest of the patch, but sure, go for it. That's just the Hoyo way. Can't even claim my commissions, condense my resin, pull for Odette, nothing. It's just quest time and I have no choice. And what's more, Hoyo's thought of every possible way that we could avoid starting the new Archon quest in favor of just exploring and put measures in place to mitigate that. So I think that just lends more credence to this idea over here that they've story locked all of the fun stuff people want to do, or like, I guess, because they advertised it as fun, right? Behind their 8 hour, 30-minute story. And remember, this game has no skip button. But we'll get into what people are doing because the game has no skip button. Let's finish this first. Go around the objective with Farina or Sandroni? Nope. Invisible objective barrier that takes away your team and forces you to be the traveler and auto-guides you to the objective. And this is where I can safely say, guys, maybe my video title was wrong when I called it the Genshinification of Wuthering Waves. And this is more like the Wuthering Wavesification of Genshin. Because that's exactly actually what was in the 3.5 story quest. You got zipped around, story locked onto characters. Like, bro, this is what happens when I try to quit the challenge. Bro, check this out. For the story, right? I press P to quit, assuming I can get out and do world exploration. This is what happens. Oh, no. Oh, no. So, now that Genshin did this, I think Wuwa's gonna stop doing it. Because I assume that's exactly what's happening in Genshin, and that's pissing people off. Now that, hey, it looks like Saint was right. No, oh my god, looks like he was right again, even though he got mass downvoted on this video. Now people are going to be asking for this to be removed now. Oh, because Genshin Impact is doing it. Oh, so Saint was right. How am I always right? Bro. Another game made me right about Wuwa. Another game made me right about Wuwa. How does that even happen? That's kind of nuts, isn't it? That's kind of nuts. And so naturally, right? This isn't good. That's not a good look. And so this also occurred in Wuwa over here where they like dragged you like fucking, bro, like look at this shit. I'm getting deported here. Bro, this is what happened one time when I tried to TP out. Check this out. You can't do anything. And so this is what happens if you try to teleport out in the middle of that sequence that Kuro's forcing you to play. You have no decision making. You have to play. Yuki, so I'm gonna go farm some Tassa fields over here. This is what happens when you try to TP out. So now we're going to Lahai Roy, right? There really shouldn't be any issues here. Yeah. You would think. Yeah, you would. Bro, this loading was diabolical. Yeah, I know. It was taking a while. And then you go right into another That wasn't a bug. Bro. That wasn't a bug, by the way. Yeah, I got caught by ice at Border Patrol, and they took me back. I literally got stopped at Border Patrol, trying to get to Lahai Roy, and they made me go back. I didn't even get 1 second there. I got a quarter of a second of a black screen. I got spawn killed. Sent right back. Go finish the story, little boy. And that's what I assume is happening in Snezhnaya, for people to be this pissed off about this, because this is at 5.6k likes, basically the top post in the Genshin Impact subreddit. Top post in the Genshin Impact subreddit, complaining about the story locking and how it works in this game. One of the top posts on Twitter about the quest, complaining about the story locking and how it sucks in this game. And yet suddenly the story locking and everything here, it was fine when it was Wuthering Waves. Imagine, Wuwa players, you were so toxic positive about this quest that Genshin Impact is critiquing more than you for a feature like this. Let's take a step back for a second and realize, man, maybe we need to listen to Saint more. Because now you look more toxic positive than Genshin Impact in this instance. How is the immediate response from this community to complain and bitch about it and ask for it to be fixed, and yet you guys downvoted me? Come on. Let's be real here. Time to bend the knee. All right. Now, getting back to this, you can obviously see everyone is fucking pissed. Teleporting away to get the quest, to get out of the quest. Nope. Throws you right back in when you come back. Log out and log back in to exit the quest? Nope. Resets your progress. Just like in Wuwa 3.5. Hoyo, for the love of everything I hold dear, it's been 6 years of this, and you still somehow learned that we might want to do a little bit of exploring before we start a quest. And so now you get the reveal. Genshin's been doing this for 6 years. Huh. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Maybe not all of us want to be thrown into dialogue the instant we log in and we can't actually play for the next 30 some odd minutes. Is that so much to ask for? Guys, this is a bit of an embarrassing moment, isn't it? Let's just be real here. Time to sober up. So obviously, this is a big issue for the Genshin player base. A big issue for a ton of people. And of course, you're going to get some toxic positive mongrels that will show up as well. At the chance of sounding mean, I gotta ask, do y'all play games at all outside of Genshin? This is not really a problem. It's an 8-hour and 30-minute quest, you fucking dipshit moron. If you were playing other games other than fucking Genshin, bro, you would never finish the quest because it's so fucking long, bro. Bro, this is the type of goofy shit I can't understand. Bro, like, how would you finish the quest? How are you finishing it in any reasonable amount of time? There's literally no way, bro. And so when these guys are, like, still in, like, a matter of, like, defense for this, it's gonna be a little bit hopeless. But don't worry. They've made it even better. Or if you have Zibai's teleport gadget and enough patience, you can entirely bypass the system. Just inch forward, place the waypoint, die, wait for the 1-minute cooldown, and repeat. Genshin Impact players would rather do something in Minecraft over and over and over again, repeatedly kill their MC, instead of playing the story. They'd rather die over and over and over in-game than play the story. Have you realized how crazy that is? There's no skip button. It's 8 hours and 30 minutes. People want to explore. And so they're literally abusing stuff like this and putting their characters in a fucking re-zero death loop just to play the game. And that's pretty crazy for a day one experience, isn't it? That's pretty crazy for the first day of 7.0. And that's a great way to get people set up for the rest of the 41 days of the update, isn't it? And this is why I make these videos. This is why I make sure to point out these critiques. Because as you can see over here, these are all objectively awful things that are happening for Genshin Impact. That is making their game worse. That is making their game not as good as it could be. And by pointing these out, and of course highlighting why they're bad, why people don't like them, we can set a standard for what we want and don't want in any game moving forward. And so that's also why I make these videos. So I can point out to you when the signs, the writing is on the wall, that what Wuthering Waves or what Kuro is doing is really similar to Hoyoverse. And this should be the confirmation to you. It's actually exactly what Hoyoverse does. That's what Kuro did in the past. And so that's why I call it out. That's why I make these videos. So I can actually show with proof, evidence, facts, all of that, what makes these games worse. Because what was in this quest, bro, it made a lot of Wuthering Waves worse. And it's a shame that we needed another game to do the exact same fucking thing for you guys to see the truth. It is what it is, though. I'm always happy to be right. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.